I'm going to go over a sort of a dead bug variation. So we're working on lumbopelvic sort of trunk stabilization as well as hip flexion and extension. So we're going to start knees bent, feet flat in a hook lying position, laying on our back. And we're going to start by finding our sort of our neutral spine or our stacked trunk. So finding a space where our rib cage can be right over top of our pelvis. So big breath in and sort of sigh it out. And then finding a place where our pelvis is sort of neutral, so we're not in what's called an anterior tilt with this big rainbow under our back, or too far of a posterior tilt where our back's squishing into the ground, but a happy medium between those two extremes where our spine is sort of flush with the floor and our rib cage is right over top of our pelvis. So we've sort of stacked these levels, and then same thing with our neck, so finding a place where sort of the roof of our mouth is going to be in line with our pelvis and rib cage. We're going to do a couple breaths here to expand into our trunk, using our breath to help us stabilize this position. And then keeping our trunk as it is, we're going to lift our left knee up over top of our left hip, and then our right knee over top of our right hip. So this could be our starting position, and then we can add difficulty by dropping one leg and bringing it back up, extending one leg a little bit and bringing it back up. And the most difficult will be full extension, so that knee is totally straight, leg is long, and bringing it back up. So one of the keys here is that the things that aren't moving, maintain not moving. So we're creating stability through our trunk here and our opposite side or contralateral hip. So as I let my left hip extend, my right one's not going to come up like this. I'm going to keep that right one right over top of my hip and move through the left. And that space between my back and the floor isn't changing as I move through this range of hips, and the position that my rib cage is in is not changing as I move through the hips. And again, it's going to be easier when we keep the knees bent, and harder as we start to extend and straighten the leg. And that's a dead bug variation, just using the legs.